Sunday night sound session with John Moore and DJ Hyphen on KUBE 93.
You listen like a who's who, you know what I'm saying, like an all-star cast of cast that's on the records and people that you collaborated with. Are there any artists out there that you haven't worked with yet that you really like to work with? Like if you had a wish list, like maybe one or two cats that you haven't had an opportunity to get down with that you want to bring to the studio?
I think if I could do a song with Amy Winehouse, man, you know, that'd be it. Anybody else, man, it's pretty much, you know, I work with or I don't want to work with. But for me to get in and do something with Amy Winehouse, you know, I think maybe we have to do one of the drugs that she on that night to get us all ready. You know, I love to do it. I do it that night. For now, you know, I kick the habit the next morning.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a slippery slope if you start going on that way.
Yeah.
But you did collaborate with Duffy, who's kind of in that same lane of like the Brit pop soul kind of music. How'd that collaboration come about?
Man, Cool and Dre was just in the studio mixing one of my songs, and they was like, and I walked to the bathroom and I heard this song on like prime time, like it was on Channel 7, like on a sitcom, like Lipstick Gallery or something was playing the Duffy song. And I went back in, I was like, man, I just heard the song sound like old school, like, you know, like old school 1960 like dance music. And then it's like, what was it called? It was like by some chick named Duffy, because they had the words, you know, on the bottom of the screen. It's like, well, we did that beat. And it's like, once you get on the remix, they put it on, I freestyled my verse, and then it took like 10 minutes, and then they gave it to Duffy, and she loved it, and that was a wrap.
Yo, that's crazy. So speaking of collaborations, of course, recently you put out a great track, kind of redid the PE joint 911 as a joke, and about the Sean Bell situation. I know you wanted to get more people involved with that. I think a lot of people were maybe reluctant to. Are people kind of scared to take stands and actually make music with a message these days, or why didn't people get down and come together for that track?
Because it's only one, you know, every once in a while it's only one, you know, standoffish, you know what I'm saying, person or a person that, you know, posts their chest out and just says the hell what everybody else think I'm gonna do right, from the Nelson Mandelas to the Malcolm X's to the Martin Luther Kings to the Che Guevaras and, you know, even the Cesar Chavez's and all the way up on to me, man. I'm just the type of guy that just, I don't think, man. I make up my mind and I do it. And other people, you know, they're not, other artists, you know, they're not like that. And it's a bunch of scary people in the industry, man. And nobody wanted to take a stand, so I did it by myself.
That's what's up. I mean, it's definitely appreciated because one of the things in terms of listening to your music, I know you always have a lot of reflection in terms of cats that, you know, influence you, from, you know, the Rakims to the Nas's and everybody like that. And one of the things that's definitely lacking in terms of the consciousness today is that kind of attitude, you know what I'm saying, where cats can come and just speak their mind. Kind of like the athletes were in the 60s, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Muhammad Ali's and the people that were outspoken, weren't so worried about endorsements and not, you know, losing money and getting checks. And it's like to be able to see you to do that. So we want to just commend you from our show and say that that's the true spirit of hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Because it is a rebel music, and if you can't speak, you know, from your heart and talk about the injustices, right, what you got a mic for.
Yeah. See, in the 1960s, when Muhammad Ali and all them was talking, I probably would have had to shut up, because I think that my mouth back then would have got me either wet, a dog would have been eating my ass, or I would have been dead, man. Because like back then they wasn't playing, man. But you know, these days, we're a little bit more free, not so much free, but we're a little bit more free than we used to be, man. So sometimes when you're voicing your opinion, man, it's all right. But I'm going to do it and say what's on my mind, as long as, you know, I got a microphone.
No doubt. One rumor we got to ask you before we let you go. Recently, last week, a story broke about Westside Connection coming back together. The rumor is that you would be taking maybe Mac 10's spot. Can you speak on that at all?
Man, I was at home. I'm at home playing the PS3, man. I started getting all these emails. People saying I'm the new member of the Westside Connection, taking Mac 10's spot, man. I ain't even talked to KUBE or Dub C or Mac 10 or none of, you know, nobody for that matter, man. I love Westside Connection with its, you know, members. I don't like when people replace members and all that, man. But it, you know, if they wanted to add me to it and add Snoop or do something like that, then that'd be cool, man. But I don't want to take nobody's place in Westside Connection. It's a dope group. They iconic, man, and I appreciate it too much to even, you know, go down that lane.
That's dope.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense if they're still around. Like, why would you replace a group member if they're still around?
There's a ton of talent out here on the West Coast right now. Give us a little perspective about how you feeling about LA these days, and who, if anybody, we should be looking out for, and give us maybe a take on who you feel are some of the most underrated West Coast MCs out there, or even some of the most underrated MCs on the West Coast of all time.
Man, underrated MCs, man, you can go from I still don't think E40 is getting everything he deserves. I think he's really iconic and he's a legend. You know what I'm saying? Am I right? I think E40's albums and his music got me through a lot of hard times and in and out the dope spot and in and out the hood and just, you know, getting dressed for school in the morning. That's, you know, probably the most underrated West Coast rapper in West Coast history to me. A lot new school artists. I got a cat from. I mean, I don't got a cat, but I've been hearing dope music coming from a cat called Man. Don't know if y'all heard about him, but I think it's pretty dope. And in LA, you got J Rock, Glass, Malone, Bishop, Mine, Nipsey Hussle, a bunch of cats, man. It's just somebody has to have, you know, the heart and enough lyrics and the mind to really step up and kind of pick up where I'm leaving off. And nobody stepped all the way up yet. Hopefully somebody will, but you know, that's my opinion.
You really leaving though? You really like it's a wrap for you after this record?
Yeah, man, it's a wrap, man. I still, you know, probably do shows and really don't know if I ever, you know, touch the mic as an artist again, but I'll definitely be behind the scenes in that Dr. Dre mode, you know, just growing artists and growing my music. And I'm starting to produce. I produced Nas' next single with Chris Brown and with me, Chris Brown, and him on it. Produced a track on this album with, you know, my boy EP, and I'm just starting to get into that mode, man. Touching the NPC is too fun, man. It's easy, no beef, no nothing.
No doubt. So speaking of transitions, and you're good friends with Baron Davis, and now that he's just signed with the Clippers, he'll be back in the hometown all year round. He's got his hands in a lot of different things, you know. Any potential for you guys to get involved in some cool business ventures?
You know, that's one of my best friends, man. My son, man. That's my oldest son's godfather. So just glad to have him home, man. Anything that we do together, whether it be business or just living life, man. So I'm just happy that he's a Clipper fan. And I know one thing, you know, that courtside, I ain't got to be yelling.
Yeah, but Elton left. What's up with that?
You don't need Elton brand, baby. We just got Candy.
Oh, that's true. For like a second-round pick. Yeah. Highway robbery. I don't even know how that happened.
Yeah, it happened the same way Garnett got to Boston.
Oh, that's true. David Stern's pulling some strings, baby summer.
We got one more for you.
Yeah, one last question that we always like to ask people. If you could change one thing in the industry, I know there's a million things that need to be changed, but if you could just pick one thing, what would it be?
I would change Beyonce, Mary, and Jay-Z.
All-time best answer of all time. All time. We've asked that question to everybody, and that's the best one we got. All right, DJ Hyphen.
Jay Moore with the game.
Yeah, Sunday night sound session game. Thanks so much for coming through, man.
Man, all the time, man. Yo, the kid is back. Hurricane Game, man. You can log on to KUBE93.com, check out all the pictures and all that on the website about what went down at the place where you was or you wasn't, man. But I came here to talk about me. LAX, the album is in stores August 26th. Phenomenal production, phenomenal lyricism, phenomenal artist. That's me, man. I'm Game. You love me, I love you. This is how we do hip-hop from now on, man. Just spread the love. KUBE93. I'm on the radio taking over. Game's pain. You're going to feel it in a minute. I'm going to play it. You're going to love it. That's what we do, man. KUBE93 FM. What up?
Breaking national and local music on Sunday night sound session. KUBE 93.